Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. For those of you who have heard me speak already, you may have found out that I'm a big sports fan, whether it be through my first speech or my table topics. I believe it was 1995. The Mariners were 15 games back of the AL West Division. I remember watching the games with my dad in the evening after school. I wasn't really a big fan, but I just thought it'd be fun to watch it with him. Boy, was I hooked. I really enjoyed doing that, and it was very fun. That wild one-game playoff versus the California Angels. Mark Langston, the former Mariner, was on the mound for the Angels against the big unit, Randy Johnson. The lineup was Vince Coleman in left field, Luis Sojo at shortstop, Ken Griffey Jr. in center field, Edgar Martinez was the designated hitter, Jay Buhner was in right field, Mike Flowers was at third base, and Tino Martinez was at first base, Dan Wilson at catcher, and Joey Cora at second base. In the 7th inning, with the Mariners leading 1-0, Mark Langston faced Mike Flowers, who singled to left field. Then, Tino Martinez was walked, and Joey Cora bunted for a single. Luis Sojo then came up and doubled down the right field line. I can still remember Rick Riz saying, "Here comes Mike. Tino's going to score. Cora's going to score. The relay to Langston who throws it away. Everybody's going to score." Holy smoke. That no one saw coming. It was amazing. Then that fall, it was Sonics basketball, the opening of Key Arena at Seattle Center. I remember their first game on TV versus the Los Angeles Lakers. But that year, they won 64 games, the most ever in Sonics history. They blazed through that season, only losing 18 games and clinching the first seed in the Western Conference. In the playoffs, they swept Sacramento in the first round, swept Houston in the second round, and in 6 games, they silenced the Utah Jazz to earn their 3rd trip to the NBA Finals. The first time since 1979 when they brought their first trophy home. They were to face Michael Jordan and the dynasty of the Chicago Bulls. Chicago won the first 3 games of the series. The 3rd game was at Key Arena, where losses weren't seen. But the next 2 games, the Sonics dominated, making it a 3-2 series headed back to Chicago. But the Sonics could not do it. They lost Game 6. But that summed up a great season for them. I was pretty bummed that they lost, but my dad said, "You can't win them all." I still have that tape of the 4th game where they played their most championship caliber basketball. Boy, there are great ones on that team. Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Detlef Schrempf. I see Hershey Hawkins nailing threes, Nate McMillan playing on bad knees, Sam Perkins, the big smooth, playing against his former teammate at North Carolina in Michael Jordan. F-34, Frank Rakowski, Vincent Askew, Irvin Johnson, David Wingate, Sherelle Ford, Eric Snow, and Steve the Chef Scheffler. George Karl was the best coach in the NBA at this time, probably from 93 all the way to 98, his last season here in the Emerald City. Can you imagine if he had still been here? We could have had our second championship. I really do not want to see the Sonics go. They are my #1 sports team, and they were here first. And I have been around for half of their existence, 40 years. And basketball is my life. I hope they stay. Sports is a medicine to me. If I'm in pain, which I don't really get much, not feeling well, or simply down, I can just find a game, whether it be baseball, basketball, or football. They all do the trick for me, and I thank my dad for putting sports into my brain, body, and soul. I wonder what I would do if this did not happen. You never know. Like Forrest Gump says, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Thank you, Madam President.